I think if a lot of people in the public were to see this, they would be absolutely shocked and wondering why is it okay for one group and not the other. And that's the reason I've decided to send you the video.
A few days ago, I was sent by a brave whistleblower the footage you're about to see. It's shocking, and we need you to share it with everyone you know, because I promise you one thing. The mainstream media will ignore it because it doesn't suit their narrative. I'm hiding the identity of my source because, as you can understand, frankly, she can't afford to lose her job.
I'm a social worker, and this was a part of our training. So it's partnered with the Department of Health and Human Services, and it's around, like, within the context of family violence.
We've now got this whole new geological age that we're investigating. Violence is, I think, part of that transition. It sounds like a weird thing to say, but all across the world at the moment with the Black Lives Matter movement, there are things where violence has triggered an incredible response, and people are using a strength that they probably haven't had before if you've been an isolated person, but to really have that collective behind you and start to mobilizing different kinds of courageous conversations.
Courageous conversations. Black Lives Matter's violence has triggered an incredible response. You mean this is courageous and incredible?
Looters stormed into Lower Manhattan last night. They destroyed store windows in Soho and lit fires during another night of violent protests.
There is nothing courageous or incredible about Black Lives Matter rioting and looting around the world. The scary thing about this story is this is the training given by the Center for Excellence in Child and Family Welfare, which is a registered charity that is subsidized by taxpayer dollars and is contracted by the government to train social workers, youth workers, and psychologists in Victoria.
Practitioners that basically work with children and families, that's the message that they're putting out.
Violence has triggered an incredible response.
Violence against women and children by men, I watched the video, that's kind of the message that I'm getting, is bad. But Black Lives Matter, if you do it in the name of Black Lives Matter, that's okay. In fact, it's not only okay, her wording sounded like she was condoning it and celebrating it.
That's exactly right, and almost encouraging it.
Violence has triggered an incredible response.
Yep. Again, the people preaching tolerance and, in this case, non-violence are suddenly justifying, celebrating and encouraging violence that suits their worldview.
I was actually really shocked because on the one hand, they're saying that violence is really bad, and then in the other, they're condoning violence. And it seems, if it's for one group, it's not okay, but if it serves a certain agenda, it seems to be okay.
Do you think social workers should be given that message that violence is ever okay?
It's never okay, and no, I don't think so.
She's right. It isn't. These same people who often support women who falsely accuse men of domestic violence, and the government funds them to do that, now the government is funding them to endorse real blatant violence. 15 years ago when you became a social worker, the message was clearly violence is not okay, never, ever. We've got to stamp it out. Have you seen that message suddenly change to what we're seeing now in this video?
I have definitely seen that message change, and it's not just in this training, but in a number of cultural awareness and diversity training, it has definitely changed to make allowances for various groups.
If you think this report is essential for everyone to see like I do, please make sure to hit the like button below and share this story far and wide, because I can promise you the mainstream media is not going to tell it, so it's up to you to share it. And make sure to subscribe to Rebel News on YouTube and hit that little notification button so you don't miss the stuff they don't want you to see.